Hey drivers, thanks for tuning in with us here at Happy Garage. We are at the Sanford VW show at Henry's Depot. This show is only 3 years old and it has just exploded. There are a ton of cars here. Lots of folks having a great time. This is a good time of year for this kind of weather, for show weather here in January in Florida. For me, it's t-shirt weather, low 60s, lots to show you. Whatever you're looking for, we're going to get a chance to see it. We've got some Ghias, we got beetles, of course, buses, late and early, split and bay. I saw some Type 3s out there as well. There's a fastback, there's a square back. We're still on the hunt for the notchback. That always seems to be elusive for us. Even saw a Type 34 Ghia. So we're going to run through this show hot and fast. There's a lot to see, and I want to show you as much as I can. Jump in the chat early and often. I'll be keeping up with you there. Let me know what you're looking for, what you want to see more of. I'll be happy to give you a little bit closer of a look. Glad to see some folks joining us here. So without further ado, let me turn you around. You'll see I'm already in trouble here. That gentleman was helping me out getting parked a little bit earlier. I got here an hour early and there was really no more great parking left. The show was full, which is fine by me. I'd love to see it that way. So I ended up in the woods. We might get a peek at Dweezil here in just a second. Right up here in front of us. Hey there, Greg, I saw you. Greg from Backyard Combi. Thanks for saying good morning to us. Good to have you with us. Got a pretty cool looking VW kit car here, hanging out next to a late model Beetle. This one is a Super Beetle. Everybody can see the curved windshield for the later Supers. And if you can make it out, a little grill down there for that McPherson strut front end. Hey there, Bert, it's good to see you. I think I see John with us as well. And Frank. Hey Frank, how you doing, man? So we've had a running conversation with Frank. He's one of our engine builders in the area. I've taken a closer look at that porta line, or that porta tool. It's got about 2/1000ths of play in the main bushing and about 1.5 thousandths of play in the nose bushing. And I think that's where my lack of repeatability is coming from. So I'm thinking it needs to be bored and sleeved and reamed for the 0.995 inch. No, go ahead. Boring bar to make that thing a little less sloppy than it is. But here's one of our Type 3s. This is a square back.
The nicest one here.
It absolutely is. I think the joke is there isn't another one, but this is super nice. Look at this thing. Oh, this is sweet. This must be one of the earlier square backs. Is this what year?
71.
71. Look at that. This would be like the sedan version of a bus if you were back then thinking practically about your next car. Right? You don't have the height of the bus, but you got all that cargo space. Come on through, it's fine. Beautiful color. I'm not sure if that qualifies as Dove Blue or not, but we see a lot of Dove Blue on our V-Dubs. Thanks everybody for joining us. Here's a late Beetle. Got the little vents behind the quarter windows there. Cool chrome wheels on it. Hanging out next to an early bay. They're making this one easy on us, folks. They're just telling us it's a 71 bus. Got some people asking each other how they're doing. There's a lot of that going on here at the show, too. Lots of friends meeting up, seeing each other for the first time since the last show or last year. Lots of mention of Nodo today, which is coming up. We will definitely be doing something at Nodo. I intend to be involved in some kind of a live stream. If I had to guess, we'll just do something right here on the Happy Garage channel. Very good. Look at this. Look at this scoop on this late Beetle here. That's pretty sweet. Beautiful color. I met up with our buddy Gary from VW Jawbreaker a little bit earlier. He brought me something that he promised to me when I was back at Bug Jam, a headlight bucket, an early headlight bucket that was a spare for him. Not going to be used on the 60, which we're all happy to see he's back and working on again. So that was super nice of him. We're gonna have a meal inside Henry's Depot. If you can make that out in the distance there. Really neat open floor plan in there with a bunch of different shops and so on. So we're gonna go in there and find something good to eat a little bit later. Check this out. Look at all the original parts on this engine. We're looking at an oval here, folks. So I guess that makes this a 36. It's of course a single port. Look at how small everything is compared to the later stuff. Really neat little engine there. Greg asks, did I bring the mosey home? Nope, this isn't too far from where I live, so I jumped in Dweezil. The dogs are chilling out at the house, and I just drove down the highway. Dweezil did good. That's kind of an open question with an old engine in it, but Dweezil did good on the highway. The cylinder head temps topped out at 401 as I was pulling off the highway. Checking out a customized Herbie here. You can come on through. Making a portrait of their boy here. That's pretty cool. Really cool twist on a Herbie car there. And here's the front of that oval we were just looking at. So yeah, Dweezil did good on the highway. I was pleased. I'm gonna go across the road here, look at some splitties. I think oil temps got up to about 210. Cruising at 60 miles an hour.
That's how I know I used to.
And everything sounded the same when I came off the highway, so nothing changed. Look at this thing. We're looking at a 63 through 67. If we see reverse lights on the rear, we know it's a 67. Otherwise, I'm a little bit in the dark beyond that.
66.
66, he says. Proud owner here of a beautiful splitty. And some advice for the ages.
I never knew.
Very cool. Great bus, man. You want to talk about it on a live stream? Yeah, sure. What's your name?
Jim.
Jeb?
Jim,
sorry.
Jim.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Jim.
meet you.
I'm Brent. We're on the Happy Garage YouTube channel, taking a look at your 66 Splitty.
Right.
Very nice.
It's an original 7-passenger van that's been converted into a hardtop camper. When I bought it, it didn't have any interior, so the prior owner had put the West Valley style windows in it, so I just went ahead and made it a camper.
Nice.
And I patterned it after my early youth surfing on the east coast of the U.S. and
Definitely a theme going
I
on.
got the theme with the 70s surfboards and all the surf decals and whatnot. So it's just a beach bus.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You've clearly put some work and some love into it.
Yeah, a little thought and a little two years of labor.
There you go. That's not bad time, to be honest. But it's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, thanks for taking an interest in it.
You bet.
It's my favorite little car.
Yeah, good for you. These are a lot of fun to tool around in, aren't they?
Absolutely.
I have a split bus that doesn't look like this, but it's just so much fun to drive.
Whatever.
Yeah, this is something you can have and appreciate the look of it, but you can really enjoy them and go some places.
Yep. Yeah, I drive this, 200-300 miles. It's my max. If I'm going farther than that, I hook it onto a trailer and take it with me. But for a day trip, 200 miles is about all you want to do at my age.
Yeah. I hear you. The suspension is a little different than the modern cars.
It doesn't drive quite like a new one yet.
That's great. Well, thank you, Jim, for speaking with us a little bit. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's great meeting you. Sorry. Look at that. Gotta love VW folks too. All right, look at this single over here. Another beautiful splitty. They've gone big. You know what? I think we might have checked this one out. No, I'm getting confused. I was about to say we checked this one out at Nodo, but I'm thinking of a different one. Got the rear Safari in there. I'm going to come around here. No, this is absolutely the one that we checked out at Nodo. Look at that. Just amazing.
almost every restaurant.
And keep just a little distance here. You know, there's a lot of work putting into this one. Geenberg shifter in there. One of our big names in V-dubs. Hello. Another splitty earlier this time. All right, y'all help me out. What year do you think this one is? I'm a little perplexed by a ragtop panel van. So I'm confused. What year? 60? Yeah. Very cool. Thank you, sir. And the ragtop is from a 66. There we go. Just make it what you want it to be, right? A little bit more VW wisdom. Yeah, you're right, Hubertus. That's a great T2. Fire extinguisher, easy to get to. The swivel seats, you can make that out. He's just comfortably spun around there. Big engine. This thing will scoot. Neat car. All right, I think we're seeing some familiar faces today, which is great. Let's take a look at a couple of Ghias. Here's one with some air conditioning in it. I'll give you a close look at that in a second. So I'm guessing these are 70, 71. They're pre-72 for sure. Look at that air conditioning compressor there. The stock oil bath air filter even has the charcoal canister for the evaporative stuff, the emissions stuff. Nicely done. Take a quick look inside. I probably mentioned before that I'd love to have a Ghia. I'd probably say that about any of these, but Ghias are neat. I had a line on a couple of them at one point, but the deal didn't ever complete. And like all the other things I dragged home, they both needed a ton of work. You bet, Hubertus. And you're right, Greg. There's a lot of cars here, and the ones we've been looking at here in the last several moments are beautifully restored. Some of our furry friends enjoying the show. Oh, he's beautiful. Look at this, another beautiful splitty. Boy, if we're looking for great examples, we found the show for it. I knew a guy in college that had a bus this color. It's a pretty color for a bus. I'm looking at a 13 window here. Our day wouldn't be complete without a bug truck. Again, y'all, thanks for joining me today. I'm glad to share this with you. We're doing our best to stay out of everybody's way that is here at the show and be respectful of their experience. I'm glad to share this with the folks who can't be here today. We're on the other side of the country, the other side of the pond. Awesome to have all of you here. Oh, look at that dash.
Oh, look at this one.
I'll go around to the other side. We'll check that out from over there. That looks like a cockpit. That's a cool little addition there in the middle. Really changes the whole thing, the console and everything. That's neat. Good solution to get space for gauges too, right? Yeah, I see a volts, I see oil pressure, I see what's probably an oil temp and a tack, and then some of the stock switches in there. Cool project for a bug truck. All right, let's walk down the way a little bit. A couple of Poochies here.
The tires, you know, new tires. Yeah. What about everything else?
There's some nice late bays here also. How you doing?
How's it going?
Good, good. Good to see you.
Same here.
Hubertus is asking about the clock. Was that in that bug truck? Was there a clock in there? Like a VDO clock or something? I missed it. Now you got me curious. Let's go take a quick look. Give us a chance to see the engine on this thing. Love the buggy exhaust. Tater bug, it says. And I don't see a clock. I see the tack, the big one, on the bottom, but no clock. All right. Let's move on. Take another look at a early bay. Oh, I see, Berta. Sorry, I misunderstood you. It is. I think I started at 11, so it's probably about 11:15 right now. A.M. There's a 71 early bay. Got those cool early bay bumpers and the low tail lights, signal lights, and disc brakes. Pretty bus. Here's another beautiful splitty. We're going to check out the trailer arrangement on this one. See safari windows in the front, camper windows on the side. Got plaid upholstery in there. That's a picture. Yeah, let's check out this trailer. The backup ride, just in case things don't go well. Oh, the interior is like 70s sweet too. Look at this. Nice. Oh, they look at this setup. Yeah, TV, full kitchenette. That's just a rug, but it's like shag carpeting. That's cozy.
Yeah, you can rent it.
Super nice. All right, I promised you a peek at Dweezil. So we're camped out over here in the woods. Dweezil's hanging out with another bug and a couple of vanagons. In fact, our friends from Just Buggin' are just a couple of cars down here. They're all set up over there in the Vanagon. We'll see if we can say hi to them. I got some of their t-shirts up here displayed. Hey, we're live on YouTube. How you doing, Greg? It's G-Man. Oh, right in the middle of your... I'll leave you alone. It's good. But check out their spread. So check out Just Buggin' when you get a chance. They're here covering the event. I think Dalton's going to have a full video on it, right?
Oh, yeah, he's out. He's out and about.
Very good. Good to see you.
Have a great one. Great seeing you.
Same. How you doing? Let's check out a few late models here. This is a late Beetle while we have it on screen. Yeah, you got it, Frank. So here's one for sale. 15 and a half, 18 and a half. 73 with AC, it says. But in the background there, those are the late models I was talking about. We've got a string of them here. So this one on the end is late model to me. Doesn't look late model next to these others. I got some sleek new cars here. Let's just run down the line for you. You'll have to tell me what all these are. I'm pretty sure they use water. That's about as far as I can tell. Even an SUV here. And back in our comfort zone, got a really nice buggy sitting here and a thing. It's like a 73 thing over there. Have an alternator and a chromed out engine. You get ready for the day. I think you can see me in there. That's pretty. How you doing? And here's our 73 thing. Looks pretty stock to me. Performance muffler sticking out there, but love the stock thing. Thanks again for joining me, everybody. We got a lot to look at today. There's an early Beetle, 61 it says, early-ish. We love your bug too. This one's lowered, does not look narrowed. It's a little low. Probably bumps those fenders on occasion. Speaking from experience here. You know, I think I might have seen this one over at the Quaker Steak and Lube show, Bug Fest, last weekend. Anybody's caught them, I've been posting some shorts. I did a kind of a hot and fast run through of the show on a short. Posted that yesterday, so check that out if you get a chance. Those have been kind of fun, exploring different ways to bring you the content. Another early bay and a high top. No, you're good, sir. Don't let me interrupt. You looked very comfortable there. Thank you. Look at the artwork on this one. Is this a 68? Oh, okay. All right. Not his, he says. So look at that high top. Thank you, sir. I thought one of those would make a really cool camper. And this might be too much information, but I've really gotten attached to having a bathroom. I think that'd be hard to do in a bus. So I think I'm going to stick with the Mosey home for my camping needs and pull a VW along with me when that makes sense to do. Just drove the VW today, no camping this time. But that's my favorite way to go to a show, is to go live at the show for a day or two, or however many they'll let me. Nice Herbie again. This one a little bit more true to the original. Rag top and everything. All right, another new Beetle. You know, anything that looks remotely like this, I just call a vanagon, so I may be getting that wrong sometimes. And on the topic of getting things wrong, one of those shorts I was talking about, I was looking at a camshaft to measure the run out, and I kept calling a dial indicator a micrometer. And somebody that viewed it kindly pointed that out to me, and you're like, yeah, I do that sometimes. So feel free to correct me when I get something wrong. I'm having a great time guessing at this stuff. This is a cool early bay here. Yeah, we've got some thumbs ups. Got a good number of people here joining us and sticking with us. Love it. Let me know what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. We have a earlier Beetle, 66 or earlier. Lots of personal touches to it.
There he is.
Hey man, how you doing? It's Michael. Zoom Buggy Brothers. You want to be on the live stream? Yeah, in case you're wondering, this is my buddy Michael Shores.
Hey, what's up, man?
What did you bring today?
I brought my 55 oval I've been working on.
The red one.
Yeah, the 80s looking build one.
That is sweet, man.
I got those new mobile wagon wheels on there. I love them.
I caught a glimpse of that on the Facebooks this morning.
I bought the steel wheels before,
Uh-huh.
and they're nice, but man, it's about the same price too. They're aluminum. The caps for the hubcaps, the
Yeah.
clips, they screw on. I don't know, everything about them is real nice.
Very cool. This is the gentleman that heads up the show in the fall, the Buggies on the Beach.
Buggies on the beach. We also do wagons through with Lakuchi, which is more of
That's
like
correct.
An off-road gathering, not really a show, but you know,
Yeah.
30, 40 of us running through the woods.
I watched Dub World's video on that.
I haven't seen it
yesterday or something, but yeah, check out Dub World's video on Wagons Through with Wakuchi. He just did part 2, and that's like where you really get into the event, and they go through the woods, and there's a place to do donuts, and people helping each other out when there's a little bit of trouble.
A lot of yeah, break it down. Maybe,
Yeah, flat tire or something, you know.
maybe a couple
but-
tickets we're giving out.
Oh no,
We had
that didn't
fun,
make the
so-
video.
It didn't.
It was probably good. But yeah, it looks like a great time. Thanks for organizing all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Awesome. Rob Stapleton did a really good video too of it last
That's right.
year.
Yeah.
He had his smart car,
Had smart car.
which is hilarious. But anyway, I'll let you continue your live vid.
Yeah, good running into you, man. Well, here's a rescue vehicle. We come across those sometimes at our shows. A couple late Beetles again. Look at how big this is, folks. It has just grown to envelop the neighboring parking lots. That's Henry's Depot in the distance there. Looks like they got the Florida blend on the roof there with that tarp. That happens. Had a couple of storms here recently. There's a parking lot in the distance we haven't even gotten to. Here's one of our doomsday campers. Let's take a look at that. We've seen it before. Thank you. I think we did a little bit on this one at one of the Lakeland shows. Just a ton of fun. I would be curious to know what it weighs. A lot of heavy-duty reinforcements and additions on it, which are great. It does not look like it's, struggling to hold itself up. So if it's a significant amount of weight, knowing that buses have a decent payload anyway, they might have done some suspension enhancements to it to hold all of that. I don't want to guess at the engine, but I vaguely remember something being pretty special about the engine, like diesel or something crazy like that. Yeah, you'll notice there's something a little different with the gear shifter. So lots of non-stock stuff going on to create this beast. There's a custom interior back here. I think in a VW that counts as a big screen. Alright, I saw some cool chats there but missed them. Let me catch up here. You are right, Jeff. Overcast in January. Mid-60s probably by now. Can't go wrong with that. Ooh, we gotta go check something out up here. Good to have you with us, man. You're still killing it on those engine builds. Love seeing all that on Instagram. Here's a 74 thing and a squashed bug. Is that not nice for me to say that? Does it kind of look squashed in the coolest of ways? It says honk if parts fall off. It does not say honk in anger, it just says honk if. Look at this one. Sunbeam. So we have some welcome imposters at our show today. There was a, I can't even remember the name of it, a Hobbleville or something like that. It looked to me like a late 20s Dodge 3-window, but it wasn't. It was a 6-cylinder inline. If I can get back over that direction, I'll show it to you. We see a bit of a variety today, kind of neat. Let's go down this way and we'll come back through this other parking lot here. Have a late bay. That's going to be a 73 or later. The rectangular taillights and the square bumper puts it at 73 or later. We haven't seen a trike yet, so I'm going to run around this way so we can take a look at a pretty nice trike with a Springer front end on it. Quick peek into the interior of our late bay. Look at that paint. It's like glass. Nice, Jeff. I look forward to it. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to make it down for Nodo. I think that's the last time I saw you. What a beautiful late bay. Okay, so here's the trike. A king and queen seat back there, if you know what I mean. It's got the driver position, and raised up there is the second rider. Super sweet. Nice. Nice. Got some zoom tubes on here and some duals.
He says it won't do a wheelie because it's like full of lead. The frame is actually full of lead.
Oh, to smooth it?
You would think, no, to keep it weight.
Oh, just to keep it down?
Yeah, because
I think you could idle into a wheelie.
It looks like it would.
Yeah.
I grabbed this little.
Yeah, wow. Look at that. Not going to lose traction either. Holy moly. Very nicely done. Say that it's got a lot of lead up here to keep the front end down. I think the landing would be hard if it did come up significantly. You'd have to really feather the throttle to land it. Look at that. Back in the day, sometimes they'd put a drum brake on the front and that was it. A little bit of personal trivia here. I used to work at a Triumph motorcycle shop and when I was in college, and got to see some really cool custom bikes and some just pieces of junk, but they were all a lot of fun. I have a passenger back here. Anybody's missing a unicorn? A unicorn has been spotted. Cool seats. You seeing that? Kind of the bucket thing they got going on? That looks comfy. We have a student driver. Just getting started right in style, doing a great job. Keep it up, drive defensively. Late Beetle ready for the beach. I'm going to put this one at 67. The upright headlights and the early cool looking bumpers. Or they might have done something like what I did and just used the parts that I liked on my late model. Hey there, Pookie. A little guy moving fast. So we're going to sneak in here and see evidence of super beetleness. That grill back there. We're being watched. Love to see the stuff that people do to their V-dubs. As long as it keeps them enjoying the hobby and on the road. Sometimes these poor things get destroyed. We don't see much of that at the shows. We see loved cars here. They're being used like they were intended and being shared. There's a sleek Ghia. Look at that bumper. That's sleek. Another early bay. All set up with a late bay. If you see in the distance, that's where we're going to work our way over and see some pretty mean off-road machines. Let me bring you around the corner here, see some of these others. A couple more early bays. Love the wheel and cap combination on this blue one over here. Thanks everybody so much for joining us today. We got a lot to look at here at the Sanford VW show in 2023 at Henry's Depot. Like the color combination. If triple chrome plating is not on your budget, you have good options. Another 13 window here. Look at the change thing for tolls up there. I was driving Dweezil around last night trying to find the toll sticker transponder thing just somewhere so I could hit the highway on the way here today, and finally found it. This one is a 65, no reverse lights. That would be a 67. Massive roof rack on there. Check that thing out. Turn signals like dinner plates. We've got a late bug here. This is a super curved windshield. I don't know, what does that mean, 72 or something? Somebody help me out on that one. That's a Carmen Super. Convertible clearly with what looks like a fresh AC compressor. I can feel the heat coming off of this one, so a new arrival. Gonna peek in here. They are running R134A. A few years ago, I put some dash AC in the Mosey home. Same thing, very similar looking compressor, same refrigerant in there. Ooh, let me catch up with those chats there. 74 Super Dog says, thank you for that, very good. And thank you for that, Jeff. I'm entering into an engine project that would not hold a candle to anything you've probably ever done. But I'll probably need something at some point. You got some scrap 8mm studs that I could use on a single port. Let's make a deal. I think we call these a DACA, don't we? Orange Julius, it's called. This one's two-wheel drive. That's cool. That looks very capable. This is an air-cooled one. Thank you. Nice. Volkswagen Transporter, it says on the back here, with an air-cooled motor. Nice. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Getting a helping hand on occasion from the fine folks here at the show. Look at this, folks. What a cool venue for a show. And like Jeff said, a nice overcast day for it. I'm going to swing by these Beetles over here. So tell me your opinion on square headlights on a Beetle. That's something that I think we saw a little more commonly in the 80s. We got some ground effects here on this one. It's clean. We're getting close to some speakers here. Reggae vibes, Jason says, indeed. Thanks, Frank, I appreciate that. Got some good friends with me here today, willing to help out with the project. And you know, that's kind of the way we do it, isn't it? Took a late Beetle there. Here's a couple earlier Beetles over here. I have another engine in the works. I don't want to get distracted and cause confusion and all that, but I'm squirreling parts away for a more serious build than the one that I'm embarking on now. Go ahead, go ahead. You're all good. Trying to stay out of people's way, and I'm not doing too good. Thank you, sir. You have a great day. Anyway, looking at a 74mm crank, and it's going to be weird. But that's going to be kind of the fun of it. I have not ventured into something like that. I know it's the smallest of stroker cranks you can find, and I'm okay with that. But hope to do some engine building this year. And I know I've got good people around me that can help me out when I get myself into a jam. Another 71. Sorry for the close shot there. Let me get you some space. I'm going to peek inside the interior on this one and then go take a look at some off-road vehicles. Nice and clean walkthrough here. If I could change one thing about my Splitty, that would be it. And I think that's a popular opinion. I don't think anybody's sad that they have a walkthrough when they do. I'm just glad to have anything, to be honest. All right, check out this camper over here. There's one of these campers that started with a J, if somebody can help me out with that. It was a conversion, a coach builder that converted buses with like a Class C kind of thing going on. This one is for sale. Excuse me. Look at this. Got a microwave up there. You know, it smells like a camper. Like if you went to look at new campers at like a Camping World or something. That's what it smells like inside. But what parts and materials are they using that cause that smell? They're using some of them here. We know the smell of our Volkswagens comes from the coconut fiber in the seats, what everybody calls horsehair. That's what makes a Volkswagen smell like a Volkswagen. You recognize somebody over here? Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, man. I'm good.
Good. I'm from North Carolina. I watch your channel.
Nice, nice. Let me give you something here. Do you mind being on a live stream?
No, sure.
Yeah, sure. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt?
Yeah.
Brent? Nice to meet you, Matt.
We're from North Carolina.
From North Carolina? Did you come down here for this show?
No, sir.
We're just lucky to be here.
Lucky to be here. We're going on a cruise tomorrow.
Oh, you are lucky. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Great meeting you.
Yes, sir. You too.
Take care. These people are awesome. All right, so we got a 66 for sale, but we're going to check out Jawbreaker. Everybody loves Jawbreaker, my buddy Gary. A cool looking 66. That's a good shot.
That's what I got.
And here he is, VW Jawbreaker. Oh, sorry. No worries. Yeah, great car, great guy, very supportive of the VW community. That's like his thing, right? Get out in your garage, get some work done, support each other, keep your bugs on the road. We're happy to see him back on his project, the 60. Looking forward to the progress in his videos. He's back to posting on Wednesday, it seems, and that's awesome. So definitely, I'm going to say go check out Gary's channel, but I know you already have, so as you were. All right, there's a cool street Baja, I think it's fair to say. Does anybody know what engine this is? I have no idea. I bet it goes, though. Bet it goes fast. Take a look at the front. Look at that bumper. That's serious. Y'all are fine. Cool roof rack up here, a couple of LED lights. They're ready.
Give me $1,000. I'll do it.
I'm not sure that's accurate, but wouldn't that be cool? Would this not be the best Lyft driver ever? They'd get a tip. Nice. All right, so those off-road vehicles we talked about. Frank says that is a Subaru engine. We have a lot of Subi conversions, don't we? Someday I might be able to recognize them. Yeah, thanks Vintage Speed. Subaru motor, they say. A sleek, splitty, narrowed and lowered. A couple of earlier bugs here, a few of them. A little bit sweaty, just enough to be cool looking, right? Look at this guy, I like that look. A little bit of a matte. Maybe there's a clear coat on that, I don't really know. Super cool look. But check this out. You and 3 of your friends can spend more time in the air than on the ground. And stick the landing. Oh, that is something. Somebody knew what they were doing when they put it together. I'm going to let some folks look at the back of it first, and then we'll sneak back there and take a look at the engine. Dog says, not fond of the lowered bugs and buses. That's fair. Room for all of us, right? I like to see those, but I like mine to be stock height. But it wouldn't be as interesting without the variety, so I'm happy they're out there, even if it's not what I'd choose for myself. Cool checkered flag thing going on here. All right, let's take a look at the back. This is a serious Baja. I mean, it's right next to a monster. Kind of in the shadow of it, but let's give this Baja the respect it deserves. Look at that. Is this another Subi motor, guys? Once again, I really have no idea. Here's another look at it. It's like an inline 4, maybe. And then here's what's pushing this off-road beast around. Oops. Ghia on the move. They lucked out and found a spot. Very carefully backing her in there. All right, well, I might be able to read what this one is. LSXR. All right. Well, there it is. Ecotech motor. My goodness. Power. That thing would fly. Looks like one of the occupants there stashing something. This might be R2-D2. Yeah, they got assistance for their flight. Very cool. So here's that early bug we were looking at, another student driver. Take another look at a Baja. A very down-to-earth approach to a Baja here. True to the style, nothing too flashy, in great shape, nice and clean. Thank you for that, Greg. How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. You having a good day?
How are you?
Yeah, having a lot of fun. Got some folks hanging out with me online here. Is this your Ghia? It's gorgeous. Beautiful. What year?
Maybe one day.
Yeah, I think I'll like it the way it is. What year?
69.
This is a 69. Oh, what a great
69
year.
now.
What a great year for a Ghia. So we were a year into the IRS at that point on the Ghias, but still rocking the 1600. Was there a dual port in this originally?
No.
Oh, so
No, it was
single
a
port is what I mean.
1500. Now it's got a 1600. It was converted over. Not quite a perfect fit, but
Nice. Looks like fun. Probably had a wonderful drive here today.
yeah.
Top down, a little bit cool, long sleeves.
We had the top up for the ride in. We'll ride in.
I hear ya. A little bit low. Thanks for chatting with us. Great car. Hello. Some more low ones. Sorry about this dog. We got some low ones here. Bear with me. They are pretty though. Look at those hubcaps on the green one over there. Oh, I got some fender skirts back here on an early Beetle. And a passenger that didn't make it through the trip. Oh, bummer. Better luck next time. They're packed up and ready to go. Got all the cool accessories up there. You find these things in the swap meet. Coolers, gas cans, toolboxes. Not so sure about surfboards. In regards to the swap meet, I came with a list today, as I always do. I was looking for some 8mm studs to have hanging around for some of this experimenting I'm doing. Every now and then we're going to work on our cars wherever we are. Totally acceptable. A few other items, but I only found one used parts vendor today. So if you're a used parts vendor, I would invite you to hit up this show next year. There was probably 5 or 6 used parts vendors last year. I found some things. I think I found something called a fuel vibrator, a gauge vibrator. Basically a voltage regulator, old school style, for the gauge consistency. But yeah, not much in the way of used parts today. But more than making up for it, sorry, thank you. More than making up for it with all the cars that are here and how cool this venue is. Nice. A couple more Beetles over here. Some more of those hubcaps. Let's get a close look at these. These have a little bit of life on them. That is awesome. So what are you guys working on? Anybody working on a Type 34? Very cool. Let's take a look at the engine. This is beautiful. Peek in here. What are those, 32s? Is that what they originally put on these? I think 34s are what you can find these days. I looked into it for about 15 minutes and started to realize, probably out of my price range. I like the simplicity of the single carb. It's about my speed, but I love to see stuff like this. Man, that is beautiful. Hey, Barry. No worries. Glad you could join us today. Just gorgeous. You imagine driving down the coast on a sunny Florida day in this thing? It'd be worth all of it. Okay, let's take a look at a retro looking late bay here. Got the red rims, hot rod style, the white walls. I like that. That's a good one. That's going to be me pretty soon. Nice late bay there. Ah, hey, this is my buddy Dave, the Funky Beat 79. I miss you too, man. Glad you found us on our live stream here. This was my co-worker, more so my buddy. Good to see you, Dave. He moved to the west part of the country several years ago, but we've stayed in touch, and he's doing his part to come in and say hey today. Good to see you, Dave.
So you're far enough away from the hub that you can go.
Look at this thing.
You can go
You could see this in a beach town. I don't think I have seen a more bare bones dash ever. Maybe on a go-kart. But that is just the facts, ma'am. Please and thank you. Well done, too. Well, sometimes these conversions get a little out of hand, but that is super done. Skeletor, there he says. That's probably what they call it, yeah. 65, splitty. The window belt on this bus is invisible, but I'll assure you it's there. It's just camouflage. Small steering wheel on a bus. This is a person with some biceps. My buddy Dave is asking, do I have a VW at the show? Yes, I do. I've got my Beetle that we call Dweezil. We took a look at it a little bit earlier, but Dweezil got me here today. And if all goes well, Dweezil will get me home later. How you doing? Great thing, sir. Kind of a military-themed 73 thing. We've seen a lot of things today. We saw a bunch of them at Quaker State last week also.
And they're also the same.
Nice. All right. We've got a section of the show up here, kind of at the front. Like we haven't really been on the main drag of the show yet. So I'm going to take you up there, show you some of the folks that must have gotten here really early today. It's an early bus. 15 windows? No, oh no. Excuse me. That's 23. Got the rag top and everything. This is your retirement plan, folks. Grab one of these, you're all set. I'd retire in that. The Ghia, all under wraps. Something a little special going on here. Look at the caps on the carbs. Let's keep the crud out of there. Sorry, I got into your shot. Earlier Ghia. Okay, here's the main drag. Speaking of, we have a drag-inspired Beetle with some slicks on there. There you go, Dave. RV retirement, lots easier to do these days with connectivity and all. A lot of folks have blazed the path for us. So easier to do. I'm going to avoid getting run over and get you all a shot of a 71 bay. Yeah, it smells like the choke is on. I'm in a noisier environment now. There's a lot of folks here. I'm going to watch out and stay out of their way, but Let me know if you're having trouble hearing me and I'll make a change. Early bay here. Oh, we got a sweet double cab over here, and then I can show you a fastback in a few minutes. Look at that. Go ahead, thank you. Folks are so polite to stay out of the shot, but I don't expect that at all of them. We're the guests here today. And we'll make our way around the folks that have come to the show and taken a look at all the cars. Another take on a cup holder there. That's pretty cool. Lots of work in this double cab. Got the wood slats in the bed. I think a lot of the double and single cabs disintegrated because the rivets holding in those wood slats were holes in the bed, and when those slats rotted away and the rivets fell out, then there's a lot of ways for rainwater to get down into the bottom of the vehicle where it would sit until it rotted its way through. So I think a lot of these were commercial interest vehicles early in the day. They got kind of beat to pieces just through regular use, and rust didn't help either. Late bay, all jacked up. Everybody having a good time.
HOLLER box.
So here's some of the flavor here on the window. Kind of a bamboo motif going on inside. That's cool. Early bay. How's that one, dog? That is not lowered at all. If anything, that's lifted a little bit. See the tires on this Bug? We used to do it that way. Wider in the back, skinnier in the front. Mean look. Still a mean look. Lowered early bay. There you go, dog. Yeah, that was a good looking off-road style bus. Hey, Doug. Yeah, I like that color combination. Look at the detail on the rockers here. Lots of less noticeable details go into some of these vehicles. People just pour time and effort into there. It's a rag top. Looks pretty serious. We're gonna peek inside and see they're ready to make some speed. Bit of a roll cage in there. Seats that won't let go. Look at that. How you doing? You're all good. Hello. Look at this. All blacked out. That is mean looking. And look at the angle on those carbs. We still got our engine experts with us. Tell me about that. I haven't seen that. Those carbs are at a bit of an angle instead of being horizontal. That's cool, dog. We got a beetle retriever. And Dave, I'm not sure about the street racing. This would be an interesting place to do it. We're at the other end of the show right now. We started on the other end of this this road here. I don't know, would that be an 8 mile drag? Frank says that is fuel injection. One of the many explanations on why I didn't know what I was looking at. Another early Beetle. And a later Herbie. For the persnickety among us, 63 was a Herbie. But it's a cute paint job, whatever it lands on. I'm going to put that one at like a 72, 73, somewhere in there.
Oh, sorry.
This one is a 67. next to an earlier than 67. Look at the colors on these Beetles. You know, these mirrors are growing on me. I think they go really well with, what is it, the Brazilian trim that looks like a 57 Chevy down the side through there. Those mirrors go well with that kind of thing. Front Safari. Sometimes you'll see a visor on this style. Pop-out windows in the back. Rear Safari back there, if you can see that. You're all good, thank you. That really helps at the Florida stoplights in the heat. Have a little bit of wind coming through. That is a serious seal on this thing. Try and keep that sucker from leaking. Yeah, it looks like they do, dog. Good eye. They've got the stock one there and the one up here above the fender on both sides. Why not, right? Here's our Fastback. You can make that out. Got some kind of a clear coat on here. Sorry. Yeah, we got to prove that it is in fact a Fastback. Let's go back here. Hey, it's Dalton. How you doing, man? I'm good. I'm good. This is our buddy Dalton from Just Buggin'. Oh, he's doing his job. Very nice, man. We were just checking out this Fastback. Beware of the moose, it says. We might get to hear this one start. Yeah, we'll hang out for a minute. Everybody saying hi, Dalton. I hear you, Hubertus. You have a great day, man. Yeah, valve guides might be in its future, but it's on the road, it's happy. Have another bug truck with a late model truck tailgate, I think. I think that came off one of those diesels. I had a math teacher in high school. Super nice guy. Kind of weird. He drove one of those rabbit truck arrangements. I think he loved it. I think the folks that have those do indeed enjoy them. Cool Beetle. All right, dog, look away for a second. It says on the hood here, Monster Truck Life. This is a great Beetle. Not knocking it at all, but I think a monster truck is the last thing this Beetle needs. Love to see it here at the show. A little bit narrowed, a lot lowered. Anybody like LED lights? Hey there, Robert. Good to see you, man. There you go. All right, I'm going to move pretty quick through this area. I'll probably get a copyright claim on this music. When that happens, it's a bit of a bummer. I usually have to snip that part of the video out. So we're going to make our way through here, give you a good look while we're here today. Another Type 34 back there. I think no, that is not a Type 34. Got the Brasilia or something. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, man. No, it's good. Have a good day. Seeing our friends here. Here's another square back. Hey. Okay. Look at these, folks. So we have a single cab. Oh, go ahead. You're fine. Thank you. Single cab with the canopy. I think we might have seen this one recently. And another 23 window, a little bit lowered. Oh, that is beautiful, isn't it? I like both of them. Wouldn't want to make a choice. Here's another off-road machine. We got a few of them here. If you were with me at the Bug Fest last week, I mentioned offhand that one of these would be really cool. This is what I had in mind, but not in awesome condition like this one. I'm sure this belongs to a class of racing. Man, it looks like it'd be fun. Super light, super simple. You can get to everything. You're right, Robert. This show is busy. It does not show any signs of slowing down at this time. In 3 short years, it has grown to outgrow its space. The advertising said that it started at 10. I got here at 9 and could not find a place. And I'm fine with that. I got to park somewhere and I get to participate. I'm just happy to be here, but people have learned this is a popular show. It's a popular venue, and they need to get here early. Try and get you a good look at these beetles here. There we are. Nice. There we go. Beetles popular for advertising too. Robert asks, where is Sanford? It is to the northeast of Orlando. So that puts it on the side with Deltona and Daytona. Kind of along I-4 there. Look at that. We got the hood open back, or the deck lid open. Let's go take a look. This is the parking lot, folks. This isn't actually really the show. And we're finding this. Hey, Mike. Good to see you, man. Not the most affordable of Volkswagen engines, but there you go. Another 23. We have seen 3 23 window buses. That's amazing. At a show that's been around for 3 years. All right, this is where I tried to park earlier, and I thought, parking behind folks, maybe not the best idea. I got to meet these gentlemen here that own this Bug. Super nice folks. That looks like it'll scoot. And a quick look at the front. All right, I got one more thing I need to show you. You got to see this. Spoiler alert, it's nothing that you're thinking. Okay, here it is. Look at that. This has a 6-cylinder inline engine in it. Talked to the owner a little bit earlier. He was describing some of the mechanics about it. I have some knowledge of Model A, Ford Model A's, and it's cool to see the differences in the design. This is a 27. That was the year before the Model A started, but this is a Hupmobile. Ooh, excuse me. So here's one of the topics of interest. You got a carb down here. They weren't running air filters at that time, but you can see it's pretty easy to adapt one on. And this big canister here that looks like a semi's air filter is actually the fuel pump. And this one, the fuel tank is in the back and they got a pump, and this runs off of vacuum. I think a lot of people replace those with an electric fuel pump if they can find one that is 6 volt. This is actually a positive ground vehicle, as they all were back then. As confusing as that sounds, the colors are different. That's it. Everything else is the same. It's just the positive goes to the ground and the negative goes to the other things. The way you charge a 6 volt negative ground battery is with a 6 volt charger hooked up appropriately, as you would expect. Plus to plus, minus to minus. They just did it a little different. If you would allow me to nerd out a little bit, that's actually more true to the way that electricity flows. We call that electron flow approach to electricity. But look at this. Okay, folks, I think I have sufficiently geeked out for the day. thanks so much for joining us. We've actually made our way all around the show. I'm going to go meet my buddy Gary from VW Jawbreaker, enjoy a little bit more of the show, and we'll be doing this again soon. The next show that I have coming up is in February. It's the VW Getaway, so put it on your calendar, February 10th through 12th. So I plan to do another live stream then, and in between we're going to be working on engines, posting videos, probably some shorts. We'll be seeing you again soon. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You're welcome, guys. Thanks so much. Good seeing you, Frank and Dog and Rob and my buddy Dave and Mike. Yeah, good to see you, man. And Jeff and Greg. Really appreciate y'all, you guys. All right, we'll see you soon.